Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we're going to give our first impressions of Splendor Duel.
Haha.
It's actually kind of our second impressions. We played it twice.
Yeah, right. But, you know, it took us a little time in between games because I might have lost the first game and was upset. And and then we played it again and I won. So it's great.
It was 50-50.
Yeah. 50-50. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it is. But I think the word on the street is that this is called the Splendor Killer. And I would agree with that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Splendor by itself. I thought it's fine, it's whatever. But just I'm trash at it, and so
Wow.
and we don't own it. I think others around us own it, and we played it. I think it's kind of fun, but I think also at the same time can be a little frustrating too at a higher player count. So I really enjoyed it at the 2-player count, like the modifications that this game makes. So instead of
Well, I think Bruno Cadallo was involved, so.
well, thank God for Bruno.
Yep, he was.
We talk about Bruno in this household. So I think instead of just grabbing gems and stuff, in this game you have a board and the gems are laid out in a kind of a circular fashion, if you will. And then on your turn, it's kind of the same thing where you take a card or buy a card or you take gems. And with this, it's interesting because you take 3 gems in a row, and they can't be diagonal, so you're trying to optimize your 3 gems in a row. You can take, I think, 1 gold and that's it, or you can take I think it's 2 pearls, and I think you get a bonus if you take like all 3 of the same type, which gets you these scrolls, they're called, and they just kind of pass back and forth between you and the other player that kind of either lets you reset some things or do some additional actions that maybe you don't get to do normally. Otherwise, I would say the gameplay is pretty much the same in that you are getting a tableau of cards out in front of you to try and earn points, or
There's also symbols on the card, so
Yeah.
this one kind of introduces, which Bruno was also involved in, Seven Wonders Duel, where it's kind of got
Which we
different
also
methods.
love.
Different methods of winning.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that in here as well, which the first game, or the original Splendor, was just, I think,
Race to
15
points.
15 points or something. First one there triggers the end of the game or something. I think it finished out the round, and then whoever has the most wins. This one still has a component like that where you're trying to get so many points to win, but then there's also some symbols on the card that if you can get so many, you can also win that way. And
It's points of a certain number in a certain color.
oh, yep.
And then there's overall points, and then there's that last one, which is the symbol crown. Yeah.
The crowns. Yep. And yeah, I would agree. Splendor's a game that I do actually like a decent amount, but I rarely win it. I'm just, it doesn't work for me. That I don't know what it is about it, but I think I try too hard to build a big engine, and Splendor is not a game where you have time to be building a big engine.
Buy and build, baby.
I think
Buy
there's
and
even high level Splendor players. I think there's actually certain ways to play the game and meta the cards and points and
You
stuff.
serious? That's
I
too
don't
much.
know, but
That's too
I'm not even near
No.
beginner level to
No.
begin with. But
No.
yeah, so this one, Splendor Duel.
And considering we play most games at a 2-player level anyway, when it's specifically tailored to that, it's dumb otherwise not to do it. So
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I like the way that this game works, and I always love games that kind of feel back and forth, where once the board starts getting down there on the little disc you can pick up, eventually someone's going to have to refill the board, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I want to be the one to do that, or do I want to force them to do it? And that gives you that interesting choice of doing that. And otherwise, I like the game quite a bit.
I thought it was good. Considering I don't like Splendor, I was a little nervous, but I think it is good. 1 win, 1 loss. I think it's good.
I think for me, it's probably like a to a full point above Splendor. Maybe probably closer to a full point above Splendor. So probably coming in at like a 7.5 for me. It's probably not. It's not my favorite Bruno Catala Duel game.
It's hard to beat Seven Wonders.
I prefer Seven Wonders Duel, but it is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think it is one if you've been avoiding Splendor and you mostly play games at 2 players, it's one to definitely check out if you're wanting to see what the old buzz is all about for Splendor. Because I think at one point it was like just the hottest game ever, and now it's kind of one of those kind of like Catan and stuff where people kind of Splendor,
right?
Because now it's a whole like 10 years maybe.
Once you know how to win, you know how to win that game, and it's probably true for this one too. But I feel like the board and like the taking of tiles adds an element, like you said, of like, do I pull the tiles or do I wait for them to pull them? And I feel like the pearl is also an interesting twist because you can't use gold. You have to get a pearl, and there's only 2 in the game. So, and they could be in the bag. They could be with your opponent, and you might be sitting there waiting forever. And then also the extra bonuses that some of the cards give you too. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would say it's probably like a 6.5 to a 7 for me right now.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely one that I'd like to play some more, and obviously you can bring it around a lot more easily than the original Splendor box.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if that box, we don't own it, like we said. I don't know, that box could probably be this size and fit all the stuff in here.
Right, because I don't think there's a board. There's just those boards at the top or whatever.
Yeah, they should maybe think of redoing Splendor and putting it to this size. Because I don't think the box has to be as big as it is.
No, it's big because there's not even a board.
Right, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, if you want to see kind of some of the components, a closer look at those, we've got an unboxing video. Some solid components.
Those chips are nice.
At first, when I opened it up, I remember thinking, these chips are pretty small. And I thought they might feel too small, but I think they're just the right size. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to be this size. It had to be bigger because they go on that board, and it would have to. So I really applaud what they did. They did just the right size, not too small, not too big.
Just right.
But otherwise, we hope to see you on the video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.